So, hi Shelby. We are still waiting for a couple more board members to perform. Yeah. Okay. So I was hoping to introduce them, but yeah. Okay. So welcome to our annual membership meeting. Thanks for joining us, taking this time. My name is Christy Duncan, and I am the president of the Chamber Board, and I work with the Lebanon Community Hospital Foundation. And I want to introduce the rest of the officers and boards. Our Mark Opperman has been the secretary treasurer for 4.5 years and just stepped down in December. And so we wanted to recognize you, Mark, and thank you for your many years of service and kind thoughtfulness. So yeah, thank you very much. Shelly Larson is our VP, and she is joining us on Zoom. Hi. And let's see, we have, also wanted to publicly thank Diane Gerson, which she was our city liaison for many years and also retired in December as a city council person. We have not heard yet who her replacement. Our new treasurer is Tawny Miller from Umpqua Bank, and she is not here yet, but hopefully will be here soon. And then our board of directors, we have Carla Hogan from HomeSmart Realty. Wave to the camera. Blake Manley, the Sweet Home High School forestry teacher. Wendy Melcher, Cadwell Realty. Vance Monroe, Radiator Supply House. And Kevin Van Cleve from Cascade Timber Consulting. He's not here yet. Hopefully will be soon. And then we have our executive director, Legia Mole. There she is right there. And she actually is going to give her executive director 2022 report.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining us. I'm going to put my back to the board because that's important, right? So you all can see right now we're in the full drive of membership. So we are looking back at 2022. We had towards the end of the year, we had 104 members, and now we're up to 115, and renewals are going strong. We've had 55% already renewed. So that is looking up, and we're looking forward. Yes, this is a report on 2022, but the goal is looking towards the future and what we're going to be doing in the future. With that, because of the implementation in July of the Growth Zone Chamber Master software, that has been a huge help with getting community events out there for the city of Sweet Home, the whole area. It just Christmas time alone, we had 17 different events listed on that community calendar. So that is a great resource for everyone that they can see what's going on. So that helped. That also helps with renewals. That helps with, it's a 24/7, the membership directory there is a 24/7 advertising for our businesses. So our members that join can see that they have that regular exposure. So that is a huge asset to businesses that might not have a website. So that's a great resource. Go ahead, give it a shot. You can
I don't remember which one it is. I think it's my closest report.
A little bit of it. You might have to flip it the other direction.
That's outside. I don't.
Oh, that's fun. Okay. All right.
Broke it.
So we have a little bit of a technical difficulty. Okay, so the growth zone, or you might hear us refer to it as Chamber Master, that has been a huge asset for our members. And we're still, as staff and volunteers that we have here, are finding ways to expand services for the members. So that is a big thing that was implemented. That was a huge endeavor that was implemented right as the former executive director Melody Reese was exiting, she got that rolled out, and then we've expanded what has been done with it. So that was a big one. We also had, this year, we've had 17 networking events for our members. But we had 12 different coffee with colleagues, and then we had business after hours, which is a great way for the business owner, generally the owners, the business leaders, to connect and build their network. That's exactly what it is there. That's what those are designed to do. So those events were quite successful, and we envision doing more this next year, expanding that as well. So you're going to hear me say that a lot, that we're expanding services. That's what 2022, maybe that's our word for the year is expansion. So
For 2023.
For 2023, yes, ma'am. So we also had a number of tourism events, the ones that the Parade of Lights, which we had a 19% increase in entry. And that was what would be our holiday parade. We also had the Sportsman Holiday, which was quite successful. We had the parade there. We also had Cut the Gut, which is the cruise, which was once again, thanks to the leadership of Carla, it's quite successful, and we're looking forward this year. We're also expanding that. We've actually already launched registration. So that is there. We haven't done an official announcement on that because it's a soft launch. We just want to get it early so people can garner some excitement there. So that is a big thing. And then our community events that we did, we hosted a number of those. The big ones, I would have to say, the one that really had a huge impact for me, at least, was the Christmas light distribution. The lights that were donated by Lowe's, we were able to distribute those to community members, not just businesses, but families who might not be able to get Christmas lights. So we passed out thousands of boxes. So that was a great community event. Plus organizing along with our partners at the Rotary Club, doing the Christmas yard card distribution. And we also worked with the city of Sweet Home to do the Long Road Team Welcome event. They were 3 Marines that were walking across Highway 20 from Boston to Newport. And we welcomed them when they came down the mountains. We welcomed them at Shea Point. So that was that. We had a number of ribbon cuttings. And this last year we expanded our Facebook reach, which we've increased that by over 10%. So that's gone up. And we have over 3,400 likes on our Facebook page. And so for a town our size, that is a decent number, especially with our membership, with it being 115 right now. Having over 3,400 likes on our Facebook page is respectable. So that is good, but we of course want to expand. The overall reach for posts for our page was over 54,000 impressions this last year. So it's a bit down from 2021, but there was a lapse during the transition. You're going to typically see that whenever you have transition. So I'm sure you're all surprised, but the major demographics for our Facebook is we have 78% of the people that follow us are female, with 22% being male. So that wasn't a big shock. And I'm pretty sure that's how it breaks out of who uses Facebook. So that is my report for 2022. I'm hoping to really nerd out next year and give you some really stellar stats there. But this is what we have, and I'm incredibly thankful to be a part of this organization and to be able to serve the community in this capacity. So thank you all.
Thank you. Any questions? Wonderful. Okay, well, moving right along, we are going to bring the slate of directors for a vote by our members. And first off, we're going to bring the 2 directors that are terming, and that is Carla Hogan and myself, Christy Duncan. And we both have decided to renew our term for another 3 years. So I would entertain a motion for that vote. We can do it together or separately, whoever makes the motion.
I'll make the motion to
Oh,
both of you guys for another.
you go first.
And I'll second.
Thank you. And Carla seconded it, okay?
Shelley.
Yeah, Shelley. Shelley, sorry, that's what I meant. Thanks, Shelley. All right, so any discussion? So it's been moved and seconded to renew a 3-year term for Christy Duncan, Carla Hogan, which would run through the end of 2025. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? And then Shelley and Joanne, if you want to unmute yourselves and vote, or you can vote in the chat, that would be great.
Oh, I vote yay.
Thank you. And Joanne, are you able to unmute yourself? All right, well, if you get a chance, just type in or put it in the chat, that'd be great. Oh, yeah, looks like you said you can't unmute.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you can vote in the chat, that'd be great. Okay. So moving right along, we had several people that were on the board of directors that had to go off midterm, and so we have some fabulous new folks that will be taking those places, and I'll tell you who they are. But our bylaws say that the vacancies on the board or among the officers shall be filled by a majority vote of the board to complete the term of the vacated position. And then another spot, it says that we bring it to the members to vote. And so we are doing that now. And those are Blake Manley is filling Tricia Van X term from 2022 to 2023. Wendy Melcher is filling Paula Newman's term from 2022 to 2024. Connie Miller is filling Marlene Peterson's term of 2020 to 2023. Kevin Van Cleve is filling Cassie Ritchie's term, which ended in 2022. So we're bringing to you a vote to renew Kevin's from 2023 to 2025. And Vance Monroe is filling Cooper Whitmore's term of 2022 to 2024. So like I said, a lot of turnover, but we're real happy with the replacements that we have sitting here at the table. So I entertain a motion to vote together or separately.
Oh,
I move that we vote together to approve all of the spots as aforementioned.
I'll second that.
Okay, any further discussion? And all those in favor say yay.
Yay.
Aye.
Yay.
Opposed? Abstentions? All right, and we have an approval in the chat, so moved. Fabulous. Okay, well, that's actually all we have for the annual meeting. You are definitely, you can stay if you'd like, and we'll finish the rest of the board meeting. People are, members, I should say, are invited to our board meetings at all times. We just ask that you let us know that you're coming, so we can have a board packet printed for you. And then we do have these annual meetings and invite all our members to join online as well in January. So Joanne, are you going to stay and let us entertain you for the rest of the evening, or are you going to sign off? And Shelley, the same for you.
I have to sign off because I have a previous engagement that I need to attend, and I will see you all very soon.
All right, have
Have
fun.
fun, Shelley.
Have fun.
Thank
All right,
you.
you will. Yes.
And you'll
Uh,
stay.
Yeah, Joanne said she'll stay on. for a
Okay,
time.
wonderful. Okay, well, we just voted Blake Manley on to fill the term through 2023. And he has an announcement, so Blake.
I accept at the University of Idaho, teaching forestry and as the executive director of forestry education K-12 in the state of Idaho, starting in July. So we're working out a couple of details now, so it's 98% type thing, but that's the direction that they're. Pretty awesome opportunity. I couldn't, they courted me. There wasn't a job opening that I was looking for a job. I love it. But when somebody calls you 16 times and keeps upping numbers or lowering them, whichever you want to look at.
But he has said he'll stay with us till May or June,
Yep.
depending on his schedule. So that's why we went ahead and brought him for the vote. Because we're gonna keep him as long as possible. And
Good.
then you guys can help figure out who we can place. Make sure you think of that, to somebody that you might be fun to bring on, that would be great.
And you'll always be the ambassador for Sweet Home. That's the part that's great. So even though you're leaving, you're always gonna be a great ambassador for Sweet Home. That's the part
Yeah.
great. So we're basically just sending out a team. I mean,
Right.
basically we're sending out,
That's what the state said here. They're like, hey, now national organization rather than just a state organization. I'm like, sure. But in effect, that's kind of where it'll be.
Well, congratulations, we're very proud of you. Okay, so next on the agenda is to review the December 15th, 2022 minutes, which you received last week. To review, are they in the packets? Oh, yeah, okay. So I'll give you a minute to look those over and decide if you want to make some changes or approve as presented.
I'll approve the minutes as they are written.
I'll second.
Okay, further discussion? Been moved and seconded to approve the December 15th, 2022, 15th? Yeah, 2022 minutes as presented. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Opposed. Okay, so Tawny and Mark. Mark's here for to assist Tawny and kind of share what he typically kind of goes over, but the Koopman, our bookkeeper that does our books outside of the foundation, sorry, wrong job. Outside of the chamber, has presented those, so you received those last week as well. Does anybody have any questions for Mark or Tony on those? Which they might not be able to answer, but they can get the answer. Yeah, okay. And then typically you also share what the balances are.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So the economic injury disaster loan, the principal balance on that is $13,249. The umpqua savings was the funds from that loan. $7,309.01. At the Umpqua Bank checking, we have a balance of $14,944.37. And the key bank account, which is Princess account, balance of $13,940.
Quick comment, the difference between what we owe on the loan and what we have in savings from the loan is just under $6,000. That's just.
As far as these accounts go, we and it's present to are signed, which dictate exactly what the bank wants, what the committee board wants to do with those accounts, who the officers are, and
So we need it more detailed than what is in
Yeah.
December.
yes.
Okay.
Even a signed letter is sufficient. Saying on this day, we're approving at Umpqua Bank, these signers will be removed, we are adding these signers and who's off. The name. Both
Okay,
banks will probably do that.
so can we do that and then just submit the minutes that we voted you on? Okay,
And then Tony, do we all have to sign it or can it
No.
just be the executive?
Just the one signature.
perfect. All right, so you guys can work together on that. That'd be great.
And then we just, I don't know who the signers are on eBay.
No.
And so we would want another signer. So Umpqua Bank is not requiring us all to be there at the same time, but apparently eBay will, so I will call and schedule. What they
Billy
have
is the
available.
head of the princess, the sports and quality princesses. So she would be the perfect one, be anonymous signer.
Okay, so I'll email her. Maybe and find time.
Yeah.
That she wants, that we coordinate together to go in, get minutes and.
Perfect. Right. Any questions? For the finance report?
Oh, and also you're the admin on that. So we'll need to do chief. Please get that.
And the bank.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that.
Online or do it.
I'll have it prepared tomorrow and you can stop by. It's a little easy.
Yeah. All right, committee reports. So we can just do some quick updates if you have one. First on here is ambassadors committee.
We had ribbon cutting for the every time at the Shop of Wonders, and it was well attended. It was on a Saturday, which was better normal days, but fun, nice.
Yeah, she talked about it at Coffee with
Oh,
Coffee.
good, yeah, he was so pleased.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
good.
was very
so
pleased.
pleased.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I wasn't having.
Okay, banquet committee. Yeah.
So we have the theme, so it, and just to put it on the radar, next year, not this year, next year will be our 80th. We are gonna need to make sure we're like, make that a big deal, okay, that'll be our 80th awards banquet, but this one, it's our 79th, and it is Welcome to Wonderland. So the decorating theme is Alice in Wonderland, which gives people so much freedom, but so much fun too. So we are, because if for those of you that don't know, that if you buy a table, then you decorate the center. So we want to make sure we're very clear with people when they buy a table, that they know
For a
that.
prize.
Yes, there
Oh,
is the bragging
nice.
rights, the trophy, it's a traveling trophy. So that is a big thing there. I have been in communication with the Boys and Girls Club. And initially, the first person I spoke to said it was X amount of dollars per hour. And then I actually talked to Tyler, and Tyler's like, oh no, one flat, because I was surprised when I got that, and he was like, no, one flat rate for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that is very generous of them, and we're very thankful for their partnership, and we'll go over March 10th to set up. So that is a big part. So those were the key things that we're weighing on my mind. And those things, and nominations are live. So I would encourage you all to be creative. I mean, you still follow the guidelines, but think of somebody that maybe, you know, like
For nomination.
for nominations, think of those. Think of the people in your circle. You know, so that can be done on our website.
If you look at the rules as far as if any of the, or just.
Some of the, well, it says within a school district, you know, boundaries.
And
Well,
it's
I mean, but like-
online, is it online, the regulations?
It's in the nomination, so what it is, might be a little wonky, but it's in the form, so when you click on our website and then it goes nominations here, nominate someone here. In there, when you're choosing it, it'll say like 55 and older, and, you know, considerable.
And when
Yeah.
will you send that to the members and announce that the nomination forms are on the website?
That was slated to do earlier this week, but it will happen tonight. It'll go out.
Post it tomorrow.
I don't know. Until it's an action, so it really just needs to go out.
It's on the front page. I mean, like, I covered.
Yeah.
Now, like, at the point where our front page of our website, I'm like, the things that are really, that are paramount, I want people. If someone has to hunt, if they have to go more than 3 clicks, you lose them. So I'm throwing things on the front of it. And if you say it's too crowded, I'll be like, all right, I'll move some things, but the things like the nomination, it's right there, that our premier sponsor, we have this year's a new premier sponsor. It is the Samaritan Lebanon Community Hospital. So that's right there on the front page. So
And the elite is also as
the
well.
elite is as well. And right now, and when someone chooses to be an elite or even the next up the standard partner, the cool part is I can just make changes and put them up there. But right now, this is who has paid for 2023
For elite and
for elite and for premier. So, so anyways, those things. So, I'm finagling things on the website to make it work for us, for what we have going on right now. So we have the beauty about Chambermaster. I'm gonna, just because I'm a huge fan of databases that are linked together, we have the registration and the payment all in one field. The night of the banquet, we can see if someone has paid or not. So at the door, Christy can just like stop them and be like, hey,
I
go
know
ahead.
my
and
job
pay."
is.
But yeah, so that's the big thing right now that I am this on. And we do, because Carla was excited to get the Cut the Gut going, and she's gonna be at the car show on, oh, sorry, I jumped from banquet, I'm sorry. I just started talking.
That's okay.
My bad. All right, then.
All right, budget committee, we typically we're done with that, so we don't have to worry about that. Christmas and Sweet Home, is there any?
Looks like it was
minute?
forever.
Yeah, nothing to report on that. last
Please,
minute?
no.
Yeah.
Everything was good.
Okay, so then the Sports and Holiday Committee, cut the gut, go ahead.
All right, so because Carla is gonna be at the Albany Car Show, then we went ahead and got the registration just live on our website. We have not pushed it out. But then I did these quick little handouts. The one that she's taking is actually cardstock, just so people can scan the QR code and go and register themselves. They're paying for a passport. And I've also added in the registration form, I want their address, because I want to see where they're coming from to attend this car show, this cruise. So that right there, I love having that kind of nerd data, and yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, because it
She was
shows them
able
all over.
Like what they'll be driving,
Oh.
year, color, make, model, like all of that, because I don't know this.
Right,
So right now, it's not, it'll be really nice.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, and then also we want to give an update on the hoodies. I'm super excited about the hoodies.
I'm gonna, what do you want to know?
They're going-
I'm gonna sell them at the car show. Yeah, I mean, and I'm feeling, we bundled all the t-shirts up, all the sweatshirts, so I'm feeling optimistic that we're gonna get rid of those things. This week.
And because we have Chambermaster, she can just do point of sale right from her phone. And so we can take part that. Taking cards in a smooth, efficient manner, ups our income by over 30%. If you take a card, I mean, yes, we're gonna spend some money on some fees, but it's worth it. So
I think it'll be really good. And then Shelley left, right? Oh, I can give you an update on the census committee. They will be having the forms out to the schools here shortly. And everything's just a go, like everybody's. There's been lots of chatter because everybody's back from vacation and everyone's super excited about it. So Ally awesome about.
So Ally Gardner is on the committee.
Yes, Ally Gardner, want to know who all is on the committee?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Ally Gardner, Michelle Knight, Shelley Pack, myself, Courtney Hall, Jen Victor.
Fabulous.
That's a good
Yes,
group.
so February 22nd, we're having an informational parent meeting. Haven't decided probably more than maybe quicker. So applications will be posted soon, and then February 24th are when the girls' applications are due. And then the week of March 6th, we'll do the interviews, and then on the 10th of March, we'll announce the award. So that they can appear at the chamber meeting.
Yes, they're
Oh,
gonna have a
wonderful.
table at the chamber banquet, so then we're represented well. Since last year, we had another town princesses come to our banquet and our princess there, so we just learn
Yeah.
forward and.
Sounds like the princesses will be at the forestry conference. Morning. That still worries me. That still worries me that we're doing it at the Boys and Girls Club the day that we're gonna have 250 students and 12 buses and.
Is that the same thing as what you did last year?
Yeah.
And storm and all of that?
Yeah.
You guys cleared out early. It was-
Done 3 or 4 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's enough. Kids, you know, they just shower, get their dress on.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay.
But I'm gonna still stay nervous. You guys.
Okay,
Sure.
Okay, good, we go, yeah.
Make me nervous. So next is the nominating, and of course, there isn't anything, we just voted everybody in, so we won't be dealing with nominating until next year. I think in October, September, October is when we start putting that committee together. Okay, other business.
I have other business. You want to go first?
No, you can.
Okay, we are looking for dates to put on our career fair like we did last year. You guys came. You didn't come.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're looking at the Boys and Girls Club also because we only had 9 businesses last year, and I have 3 times more businesses that want to be a part of it. We did the 9 businesses on purpose. We got COVID, and there was all kinds of cool rules. Weren't even sure if we were gonna be able to do it until the week. The one complaint that I'm getting is I've been looking at doing it in April. That fits my schedule the best. But the state and federal groups around here are already flying the jobs, and they'll be filled well before that. And I'm not sure if there's anything I can pull off, but we're looking at April as our date, like the last week of April. Because seniors by then know more or less what they're doing. It hurts a couple of businesses, but any thoughts on that? Like as far as dates? Good, right? That doesn't change anything. and loggers, I don't,
And, yeah,
Right.
that's the same thing, yeah.
right, we'll be coming out of breakup or that
Right.
off and on. I think it fit more the sweet home model, even though it hurts the ODF. Try to recruit. But anyway, that's kind of our goal, is to fill the girls, boys and girls club this year, rather than just building. Not that that was perfect for last year. And it still makes it a walk. Cool. Cool.
It's just during the week, right?
Yeah, we did it we did it on a Tuesday last year. And they had to sign up with me, not just with the school. I Get on myself, sign up with me, so I knew the kid, I knew what they were looking for, all that kind of stuff. We fit them into different time slots, and then I individually walked my individual group, walked them over. Never had more than 20 or so kids that were there at one time, and the purpose was that the businesses actually got to interview and talk to them. Not, here's what we do, here's what we do. We don't, that's not the purpose of this one. The purpose of this is for kids to find jobs in the summer, whether that's a part-time or whether that's full-time. Quite a few kids that are working right now. Knife River is one that comes to mind, and we have 2 young ladies working at Knife River because of that. Right? And I'm not sure how many are working at that got exposure. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So that's, and I want to involve the chamber a little more on that one, and maybe some different businesses.
And maybe even advertise it. For-
Yeah,
We're bringing the Boys and Girls Club auction back to Sweet Home. We're gonna do 1 in Lebanon and 1 in Sweet Home. So we're working on that, so we're probably looking at October, November. Not sure dates yet, working on that. We're in hunting season. So, working on us. Very few. Yeah, I have more hunters and more OSU and duck fans than I have call. Those are the ones I'm watching around right now, especially my hunters that are willing to spend some moolah.
Right. So, let's see here. So my big thing is the Community Foundation, they are getting ready for grant request. Anyway, we have money to give, so if we have some, project ideas or.
We have one. We're hoping to ask for some plastic chairs to go with our tables that we rent.
So we'll be pushing out, obviously, I'm pushing, not everyone will get. But yeah, that's coming up really quickly, so. I guess I'm trying to figure out like how to get the word out better for, like, as individuals, I feel like people have really good ideas for our community. But how do you partner those ideas with a nonprofit so that they can receive these funds? Trying to figure that out. There's a lot.
Do they have a chunk of change that they have? That they
They
just
did
close that?
increase it. Dollar grants. Depends on how many requests we get and the quality of it.
And Legia, you want to talk about the Lynn County Board?
So, really,
I wrote it down.
thank you so much. So I was contacted by the Albany Millersburg Economic Group, and Melody in the past served on that board. Well, now it is morphing into the Lynn Economic Development Group, and it will be funded by Lynn County. And so they're expanding their reach. So they reached out to me asking if I would sit on the board to give the Sweet Home East Lynn perspective and be a representative there. It is, they were doing every other month, but they're thinking it's gonna be less frequent than that. And the meetings are at 7:30 in the morning on a Wednesday, you know, in the past, that's what it's been. So I don't see it in negatively impacting time in the office here. And that even if maybe it's gonna be longer, I would probably, and they do allow for phone ins, but I would say like, if this was something the board is okay with, I would prefer to go in person at what times of the. So, so the fact, and then also this was, the board will be approved, the board members will be approved by the Lane County Commissioners. And it was Roger Nyquist that told this gentleman to contact me and ask if I would. So I figured that's, fun with some good, I think that the fact that Sweet Home is being invited to the table again is a good thing, that the Sweet Home Chamber is being invited is, I think, great. So, that is, I know in the past there has been some concern about spending a lot of time outside of the community, and then the community, you know, the businesses here being not getting the love that they need, the attention that they need. So that's why I'm bringing it to the board. I want to make sure that this is do what the, you know, I do what you all want me to do. So, right, that's my job. So I want to make sure that this fits into your plan for.
I think it's a good idea. Keep those connections.
That's the hope. Repair some relationship. And that's the hope. And we have good relationships with, I've gone to one county commissioner meeting. I don't know that I need to go every week, but going once when I first started and I was introduced and whatnot, so that helps. And then I already know, obviously, Commissioner Springer, and I've sat on a board with her before. So I figure if Commissioner Nyquist is requesting and Springer, then it'll probably be a good choice if you all are okay with it. So I will go ahead and message them and let them know that you are fully supporting. Thank you very much. And I think it's gonna be a good thing.
All right, this is gonna be a record meeting. It's 6:12.
Yay.
And I always push really hard to try and be done by 7, but we're gonna beat that. So, anything else? Anything that needs to be brought?
Oh, I'm super excited about something got this year.
Ooh, where?
Down at the McPherson, the David, let it be down there. So Sean Anderson's
Down where?
Oh,
There you go.
yeah.
Sean Anderson's gonna take the reins on that, and I think we'll send you a little bit throughout, make sure the measures are in place, so that's exciting. And then Jamboree, I had the idea of doing like a kind of a drive-in 50th anniversary for American Graffiti this year, which Sean Anderson has built the Milner car, so it's a tribute car, which is pretty, in the car industry is anyway, so with it being 50th anniversary, having Sean's car, like just everything, I think we're gonna play American Graffiti and bringing and like having him come to drive in for people while they're waiting, especially the out of towners, because what happens is they get done with their cruise and then you wait to find out if you win, you wait, they're, you know, they kind of run out of things to do, so then they can go park. And
Yeah,
yeah.
sounds fun.
I know, so I'm super stoked about it. But can't actually probably do like a thing on your phone.
Yeah.
And like link it.
You do it your radio and stuff, like the guy does in Lebanon.
Yeah, yeah.
You got the same idea, tune
Anyway,
it in or do something.
yeah, I talked to Jamboree a little bit about it. They wanted to be involved with something there, it just never, I don't know, their schedules. But anyway, they are gonna be around this year, and so they are excited about taking that and running with it. Anyway, so that's kind of exciting.
probably
yes.
gonna want an answer soon. We're gonna take that and.
I
the
need more
city-
information about.
Okay, so do we want to have the fire district come and explain?
Why don't you, go ahead and share, so Joanne and Vance know what you're talking about.
Okay, so, Chief Tyler approached me saying that the Sweet Home Volunteer Firefighters Association wants to get out of the firework business. So they would like to find someone to hand it off to. They've talked to the city, and then they're talking to us because Sportsman Holiday is our holiday. You know, that's our thing. So, so that is, so they're asking us and they've asked the city. What they have said is if we said yes, and I had the numbers in the last meeting of how much money they already have set aside, I think it was $5,600, and they generally budget about 10,000, which I was surprised is so low, for fireworks. But those funds would be passed off to whatever organization takes on the fireworks show. And then, they would stay like this year and help shadow us. Okay, well, we would shadow them. They would show us the ropes. And of course, in the future, they would still have to be on site for the fireworks. It's the whole fundraising and managing the funds and it's all the paperwork, all that logistics stuff that they want to get out of. So that is why I do know that the city wants to see this continue. It's just what does that look like? So,
Would you want somebody to actually take on the committee? Because Carla couldn't do it.
right, that's
Okay, I will just say this. I'm super confused about why, does Nick really understand how it all works? Who, and I've been told that it's not them doing it.
well, right. So
So
that's
now I'm
what-
like, okay, hold on, it's overstepping this bounds.
no, because
They don't want to.
they approached him and said he wanted to get, so I think what it was is he had the time to stop by the office to have the conversation, and he took the time to meet with
I think
Kelsey.
they all need to talk to you. Because I've talked to you, but they did not know.
Okay, all right, that's good to know. Good
So
to know.
Chamber did. Stop doing that. A&W.
Right, they,
Stop doing that.
yeah,
They don't want to fundraise. I mean, and I get it, it's a
Yeah.
thing, but I get the fundraising.
Which you end up, they said really the majority of their funds come from individuals. They don't raise as much at those things like with the A&W, and they spend all that time doing it.
Right.
And then they're really getting the majority of their funds from individuals or companies. So,
So, but that being said, if the chamber could figure out how to take one, the city likes for it to be done down at the Quarry Park,
all
You
the first
could
responders.
charge.
Yeah. Okay.
you know, for parking, like it could be a
Turn
money
into fun place.
The Rotary did it. We actually did charge for parking, and I can't remember how much we raised. We also sold up or caramel
Kettle corn,
corn
yeah.
and kettle
I
corn.
mean, it's one of those situations, they're down there, they're stuck there. So yeah, if you had concessions, you could, I mean, there is an opportunity there to.
A lot of work that still needs to be done down there to make things more for more people and stuff, and it's not there yet. So it's hard to say if you take on that project and you want, okay, so you wanna invite 5,000 people down there. Can't put 5,000 people down, so, cause it's not ready yet, so, I mean, I guess for us or whatever, God, it's a nightmare. If I watch all the Facebook posts and, sorry, bitching about where it's located or why it's down there, or why it's not at the lake anymore, why, you know, I mean, it's so frustrating because you're not gonna make everybody happy.
Mhm.
But I think there needs to be, before you delve into that, you need to find out where that stuff is going and how much longer that's going to be and that type of stuff. I mean, you know. It's already hard enough as it is.
I think the
I know.
Rotary Club is planning on doing it again. It'll be their third year, so if the chamber does take it over, they'll need to let the Rotary know that they are.
I'm
gonna
a
do
big
it.
fan.
And if there's somebody doing something for the chamber not to take it away from them. Being around that entity, because that has happened so many times throughout history. Where whatever, people get tired, they, whatever, they get burnt out volunteering, and so the chamber is like, oh yeah, we'll take that on. Well, then it doesn't happen any longer, and then just falls as like, oh, the chamber. So I don't, if they're willing to handle it, I think we should.
So I can, yeah. I do know that the city is having, I know that they have a person actually getting certified fire to do. So it's one of those things that they were already, I mean, yeah, when I stopped by for something and he's like, well, I'm getting certified. I was like, oh, okay. So it's one of those things. If we say no, it's not like it's gonna make the fireworks stop, right? So just, I don't want it to be like, oh, well, we tried to get it to, so if we wanted to, do we want more information? Do we want to have someone from the fire district or the volunteers association come, or do we want to just say no, thank you? What would you all prefer? Because it's coming up.
Well, I would prefer, I think, both the volunteer, I would want to hear from them, just because, you don't want to.
Do the Rotary.
I won't be
Well, I
here
think-
next month. I'm gonna be on a cruise with the Chamber of Commerce.
That'll be fun.
Actually, it's Lebanon and Sweet Home Chamber of Commerce cruise decided for a year or 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah, and it didn't happen and then you.
Well, no, we actually were raising money for it.
Oh,
so,
gotcha.
Yeah, and it was during COVID, I think. that we
Right,
signed up,
right,
so We
that's right.
signed up in 2020 for this year, 4 years. So Shelley's running February's meeting.
Okay.
But we could have somebody from Rotary come.
It'd be nice to have it at the city, so then we can get the city's input on what are they going to do to improve the area down there?
And then we wouldn't have to wait another
That's a
month.
volunteer deal right now until they get everything, and that's between everything else, that's like, fun situation.
So could we do that, have a meeting with the city and the fire department and invite Rotary and have it before our next meeting? So we don't have to wait.
Well, I don't see why. I mean, like, that's just it's an ask. So there's gotta, I mean, Kelsey is generally very responsive if we want to have that.
That's what I think.
And then they might as well present it one time to everybody
Yeah.
instead of each meeting. Okay, it's 3 different entities.
Yeah. Great. So,
And then I'm gonna say, probably with calling, don't we, or a business after hours that we have on next week on the 26th?
Yes, at Weather Creek.
yes, so I guess that's just,
Yeah.
put it on there, sorry.
So yeah, probably with colleagues, 14th at the city library. And then the next meeting, make sure that's in your calendar.
Bring your Valentine's to have coffee.
Yeah. And then business after hours, Wiley Creek, this, and actually they're doing like an open house from 5 to 7. So ours is typically 5:30 to 7. So people will actually be mingling, and there may be more people there, which is nice. In fact, I told Legia, make sure she brings some membership forms.
Right.
People might decide they want to join the chamber. They see how much fun we have at our business after hours.
Bottles of champagne and everything. Jackie's a marketing person, so just so.
Yeah, she's excited about it.
She's super excited. So they're. I'm not gonna talk to them.
I have something
Seven.
before, because I want to stay until 7, right? Otherwise I will be here. No, the last 2 years before COVID, the 2018 and 2019, we did our turkey bingo. That was a big fundraiser for the club. The clubs no longer exist, but program. And those 2 years, both that fundraiser, $1,000. FYI, so when we're looking at things like the fireworks and fundraising or anything else on your list of, ways of making a little bit of money, that's not something I see forestry or the school taking on in the future. You're not taking-
Because PTC's doing one coming up is all, but they're just doing bingo. So, yeah, they're having a ham bingo or turkey bingo or anything like that. So, yeah.
I need that. I've not seen I've ever been to.
Not done bingo? Yeah.
Like what he's on.
Yeah.
Doing like first,
Yeah, that first bingo, PTC, I think it's Holly PTC is doing, just a regular bingo coming up February 4th. They're doing it
I love bingo.
up at the deal. So, yeah, you get, ham and turkeys donated, you win a ham or a turkey or something like that. We've done that, so.
I'm pretty sure Carla Burton,
Oh, yeah, shoot, yeah.
Carla would jump in to help you learn it. That was her words to me.
Oh, to learn it.
And then you have to do it by yourself.
She's really great, so cute.
No,
She said, okay.
I think that's something is, if you're looking, they did it. For my time, they did a ham for Easter and they did
Yeah.
turkey before Thanksgiving. And they always had a joint between two different entities. So it was always forestry and someone. For the last 2 years that I did it, it was forestry and the volunteer fire department. And so the volunteer fire department walked away with $1,000 at the end of the night who wore the firewood. And so I look at that as an opportunity of something we were doing when we could, and we haven't started doing it again.
So if we decide to do it and anybody complains, we'll say, well, Blake told us.
And I'll be, and I'll be in Idaho.
It wasn't the easiest. We did a bunch of food baskets and stuff this year. It wasn't easy finding turkeys and hams. We really, really, really struggled getting them. And we did 500 baskets for Christmas and getting 500 and ordering them early was a nightmare. Same with our hams. It was, I don't know what was going on. You know, kind of like the egg situation right now. When you got eggs, you got $1 million in your pocket. I mean, it's super crazy. It's something you really have to jump on ahead of time. Because you're going against other people that are doing similar stuff, you know, maybe doing baskets or Christmas or something like that. But yeah, it's an easy fundraiser.
I mean,
It's an easy one. Bingo's easy.
it takes some planning, but that's what Carl says, it's planning, but it's easy for a one night.
Sunshine Industries, we gave up, I don't remember who had it, but they got all of the bingo equipment. They had the boards, they had everything or whatever like that, or whatever. I think it's where we got it from.
Elks Lodge is where.
Yeah, I don't know if they want. Yeah, is it housed up there
What
still?
was.
I think it went to Sunshine, I think, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah,
But they had everything, so you didn't have to
correct.
go pick it up, and then we picked up tables here. I don't know if we actually rented them or if they were donated.
If it's community, it's free. If it's not, if it's somebody's, baby shower, garage shower, they'll be charged. But if it's community, it's free.
We just came up and. Period.
Yeah. It's
All right.
an easy one.
I'm gonna call the meeting. It is 6:27. Thank you very much, Joanne, for coming. And, you're welcome anytime. So hopefully you'll, join us another time. And thank you guys, everyone, and thank you for joining your first meeting. Hopefully